When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Checking off the boxes on your to-do list is a great feeling. And when it comes to checking off coverage, a State Farm agent can help you choose an option that's right for you. Whether you prefer talking in person, on the phone, or using the award-winning app, it's nice knowing you have help finding coverage that best fits your needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This is Optimal Living Daily, our ever-loving quest to control our lives, by Leo Babauta of ZenHabits.net, and I'm Justin Malik. Happy Saturday. Welcome to one of the only podcasts in the world where blogs are narrated to you for free. That's with permission from the authors. If you enjoy it, sharing it with anyone would be greatly appreciated. And I'll keep this short for the Saturday episode, so let's get right to it and start optimizing your life. Our ever-loving quest to control our lives, by Leo Babauta of ZenHabits.net. Almost our entire lives are spent in a quest to gain control, security, and comfort in our lives. Unfortunately, we never really get it, so we keep trying relentlessly. This is the main activity of our lives. What would happen if we stopped? We could be less restricted by fear, less anxious, less driven by the need for comfort, and more in love with life as it is. You might be surprised by how much we strive for control, the ways we try to get control. The basic nature of life is that it is ever-changing, uncontrollable. When we think we have stability in life, something comes up to remind us that no, we don't. There is no stability, no matter how much we'd like it. And this kind of freaks us out. We don't like this feeling of instability, of loss of control. So we do things to cope out of love for ourselves. These are strategies for control, security, and comfort. Some examples among many: we go on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, Pinterest, because doing so is comfortable and feels like we know what we're doing, a feeling of certainty of things under control. We make a to-do list or even try out an entire productivity or organizational system because it feels like we're getting things under control. We clean or declutter or organize our desks. We tackle email because it's out of control and getting it under control sounds much less anxiety-inducing. We procrastinate on a project that fills us with uncertainty and procrastinate with our favorite distractions, which have less uncertainty for us. We get frustrated with other people, even angry, because they're acting in a way we don't like. We don't control that part of our lives and it's difficult for us. So creating a story in our minds about how horrible they are and how right we are and how life would be better if they just did X helps us to feel under control. We try to organize the apps on our phone to avoid dealing with our feelings of difficulty. We plan on paper, in our minds. Everything feels under control when we plan. We research, Google things so we feel we're gaining control over a topic. We buy books to gain control over a topic. We sign up for classes. We make resolutions and goals and bucket lists. We create systems. We try to gain control over our health by creating a diet and workout plan. Shopping feels comfortable. Eating for comfort. Drugs make us feel like we're controlling our state of mind, including alcohol. There are thousands more examples. Examine everything you do with this lens. Is this activity a strategy to somehow gain control? Now, I'm not saying these strategies are bad. They help us cope with difficult things. Some of them result in a healthy life. They all come from a place of love. But it is good to be aware of this need for control, and perhaps this awareness can even help us free ourselves. Why these attempts at control keep failing. So we do all these things all day long when things are feeling uncertain, uncomfortable, out of control, unsafe. They are strategies for control, security, and comfort. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. Let's say you make a to-do list and a plan to make yourself feel under control. Now you have to do the first thing on the list. But this makes you feel uncertain because it's a difficult task and you don't know if you can do it. So you go to the easier things on the list, but the difficult task is still there, just put off for a bit, and you feel bad about it. Eventually you run to distractions or check your email so you don't have to do the task. Or you start cleaning up around your desk. You make some calls. The feeling is still there though in the back of your mind. None of the strategies work. Or take another scenario. You're feeling lonely. You don't want to face this feeling because it's uncomfortable and you don't feel under control. So you eat, or you shop online, or you watch TV or YouTube. The feeling doesn't go away, so you do it again, or you turn to alcohol or drugs. Maybe you get everything under control. You're organized, have systems for everything, are spot on with your productivity, have only healthy habits. Congratulations, you win. Except things keep coming up that are ruining your perfect palace of control. You get anxiety until you deal with these things and get control back. But when you were doing that, more things came up. People are calling, emailing, interrupting you, and you get irritated often because everything is getting messy. Your OCD is not resulting in a feeling of comfort and control, but just the opposite. Finally, consider that you might feel things are stable, but then someone dies, you get injured or sick, a family crisis happens, your company goes into crisis mode, there's a crisis in your country. Things are never under control, so you feel anguish because you thought you had stability. Luckily, we have another way. The mindful way. If life is uncontrollable and because we don't like the feeling of being out of control, we do all kinds of things to seek control, but it doesn't work. What alternative is there? We can practice mindfulness and learn to accept the uncontrollable nature of each moment. Start by just sitting still and try to pay attention to the sensations of this moment around you and in your body and even in your mind. Just notice what's going on. Then notice that your mind wants to run to planning or worrying or getting a grasp on things. We run from this unknown, uncontrollable moment to a strategy of control. Notice this urge to run, to control, and don't act. Do nothing. Just observe, taking no action. Notice how this feeling of being out of control feels. Where is this feeling located in your body? What is the sensation of it in your body? Is it one thing or changing? Investigate with curiosity. Be still with the sensation in your body. Practice with this a little at a time for days or for weeks. You'll start to get to know it intimately. And then it won't be so bad. You'll learn to sit with this feeling of out of controlledness and be okay with it. You'll learn to trust in this moment, not to lead to an outcome you want, control, but to turn out just fine. You'll need to do fewer things to get under control, to get comfort. You'll still do some of them because no one ever truly masters this, control, but you'll need it less. And then what? What's left when we don't try to control? Love. We still act, but not out of need for control. We act out of love for others and ourselves. This is the other way. You just listened to the post titled Our Ever-Loving Quest to Control Our Lives by Leo Babauta of ZenHabits.net. And I'll be right back with my commentary.
At Sierra, discover great deals on top brand workout gear, like high-quality walking shoes, which might lead to another discovery.
40,000 steps, baby. Who's on top now, Karen?
You've taken the office step challenge a step too far. Don't worry, though. Sierra also has yoga gear. It might be a good place to find your zen. Discover top brands at unexpectedly low prices. Sierra, let's get moving.
Raise the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Thank you to Leo. His mindful way there at the end is pretty much meditation. If you have any experience meditating in the most basic fashion, which is focusing on your breath, noticing your thoughts, and then going back to your breath, then this probably sounded very familiar. With the practice of meditation, you do exactly that. You sit and observe, learn to sit with it, and focus on something else. Pretty simple, but powerful in different ways. So thanks again to Leo, and thank you for being here. Have a great weekend if you're listening in real time. And I'll be back tomorrow for the Sunday show, where your optimal life awaits.